everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for another edition of Royal LePage Binder Live. My name is Arms Bumanlag. Happy post-Thanksgiving to you and your family. We certainly hope that you had just a wonderful weekend. And we're back at it on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. And there's lots to unpack when it comes to what's happening with our real estate market here in YQG and what we can look forward to. What are some of the trends that are emerging from September of 2021 and more? And joining me is a good friend of mine, our owner and broker of record, somebody who is deeply so connected to the real estate market, somebody that I very much admire, Mr. Frank Binder, who's joining us here on the live stream this afternoon. Frank, happy post-Thanksgiving to you, my friend.
Thanks, and to you too as well. Absolutely. Hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. It was always nice to do this, and a lot of people, I've noticed that a lot of people have family around them this year, so that was really great to see.
It was just a blessing, and certainly a blessing to continue in what we often, since we started doing this back in April, start talking about sort of where we are as a region for this real estate market. And I guess there's a bit of balance from what I understand right now in the market, Frank.
Yeah, I think we're stable. We've looked. I always compare numbers to other areas, London being one of them. Obviously, looking at other neighborhoods that we have in Ontario, and there has been a pause, so to speak, in the real estate business. Certainly started in the summer that we had a bit of a lull, and that's continued along with most regions. Our region's a bit of a different kettle of fish here. So we've been staying very stable. Obviously, we've had a drop in sales and stuff like that, but there's no question about that. We'll get into that momentarily. But the bottom line is it's not really any major situations that we've got. You're looking at a graph now, and we're looking at extremely good balance in terms of our median price range. Median price range in Windsor is 500,000 at the moment, and so basically what you're seeing is we do this graph to show you how many houses sold over 500,000, how many sold under 500,000, and you're looking at almost numbers that are static basically in terms of what's going on both sides of the market, and that's a great sign of stability. So your first-time buyers in the lower market there's good demand there, and there's also good demand in the upper ranges as well. So that's a really thing. I think what the message will be today is that we're very stable, and that's a good sign for our local real estate market.
And the average sales price too, Frank, just to bring that up, if you take a look from August and September, has gone up just ever so slightly, right?
Yeah, it's ever so slightly. I mean, a lot of people are quoting you rates from last year, what they are, 27, 30% over last year. Well, sure, there's no question that we stayed above that. But what you're seeing is basically as we get closer to the end of last year, you're going to see that there was a substantial increase last year. So what we're seeing right now, though, is just incremental increases. This could be really caused by just the number of sales here and there, but the average sale price has only crept up ever so slightly from last month to this month. That again is showing us where even prices have remained stable, and we shouldn't really be looking for any big price drop. Even though we have a sales drop, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to effectively drop the prices. And we have a lot of buyers thinking, well, when we're not having as many units sold, prices are sure to follow. Well, that could be the way, but it would take 6 months for that kind of thing to happen. So we haven't had that trend for that period of time. So I think right now we're looking at just a stabling of the price, where prices haven't really bounced up substantially. We're not going to get double-digit increases in prices at the moment. And that's a good thing. It's more predictable, let's put it that way, for both buyers and for sellers in a sense. You want to have some predictability in our market. It becomes much more chaotic if we don't have those things. So it's really important to have this balance, and that's what we're trying to illustrate today.
And this is interesting too. The units listed in September. I know we talked a bit about this, Frank, but I mean, there's a slight uptick here too, by at least about 300 plus.
Yeah, this is a very interesting graph, because you're looking from one year to the last. Last year we weren't getting this the number of listings, and you know what? In all the other areas of Ontario, this is not happening. So this is where we really depart from the rest of Ontario, where we're getting a a higher rate of listings, even from last month to this month. I think it's about 100 more this month in September compared to August. So we're still getting this uptick in listings. You're not getting that in any other markets in Ontario. Most of the listings are dropping substantially in their markets, and if we, in London particularly, if the numbers in London really dropped. They're double-digit drops in listings in many of the markets that where I've talked to the Royal LePage offices in various different markets. That's what they're experiencing right now, and that is not the case here. We're getting still a good supply of homes being put on the market, which bodes well for those who are buying. We're still getting multiple offers on some properties, particularly in that under $500,000 price range. You're going to get multiple offers. That's important for us to note. Less so on the other side of it, the other side of the coin. You're going to have multiple offers, but fewer of them, and that's also a good sign, because basically people have a chance to get what they want to get. I haven't heard. We've heard. I heard this morning about 22 houses at 350,000, 300. That's in that range. You're still going to have some of that, particularly if it's a nice house and it's really done up well, and there's very little to do with it. So you're going to have a lot of competition with that. But really, we're not getting that type of competition as much right now.
Frank, on Friday when I made my way into Windsor from Amherstburg, and I was able to spend some time at the main branch on Provincial with you and the team for a bit, I was really, a couple of things. I was really surprised. You talk about an increase in inventory, just to see a lot of the townhouses that are coming up in the area,
Oh, yeah.
and the apartment buildings that are coming up as well in the area too. I would say that this is something I know for you and I, born and raised here in the region. I haven't seen this much development happen so quickly over the last little bit. That bodes well, I would think,
Yeah.
to help with those inventory issues?
Sure. I mean, if you look at the two demographics that it really serves, like your apartment unit serves the retirement group. It also serves the first-time buyer group, where I'm going to move into a condominium apartment as opposed to moving into a home or something like that. I just don't want to compete with that anymore, or I want to get to something where I can basically be sure of the price. We find a lot of out-of-towners too doing exactly that. I can count on the cost of it, whereas I don't want to compete and pay maybe more than I really thought I would have paid. So they go to the new homes and new condos. Semis are another group of those, and we've seen a lot of that being done. They're obviously selling very, very quickly, and so the thing with that is that they're also renting. All right, so the condo developer who's putting up that 5-story condo, if they're not really worried about selling them out, if they don't sell them out, they're certainly able to rent them, and that provides them a sense of some security, if you will, in putting in this building. It's going to take 18 months to put up, and that's really what they worry about. They worry about the market changing while they're building it, and will I be able to sell the units at the end of the day? And the bottom line is that if they don't, they're going to get good rents on the units anyways, and be able to rent. Which mitigates any losses that they might be worried about down the road. So now I can put the plans together. I can go ahead and do this, and we're seeing a lot of them being built. LaSalle, you talked about LaSalle out that way. We've another one that's just Sandwich Parkway. They're just building another building there. They've got another one scheduled for 6th and Session right out in that way as well. So there's a lot of that. Another big development on Laurier Parkway where they're going to be putting a high-rise apartment building. And so those things are going to go on for the next 2 or 3 years, and that adds to supply. So all these new construction projects are adding to our supply, providing opportunities for new buyers, whether they're seniors that are retiring or first-time buyers looking for a place to be. And that's really important for us to see that. That's a good sign. That's a good sign of a very healthy market. And that works out very well for the buyer, and also for those who are seniors and relocating.
Since we've been doing these live shows, essentially for the last 6, 7 months, we continue to showcase different graphs, different pieces of information for our viewing audience as well. We've got a couple of comments coming in the live feed here. We'll get to those in the next couple of minutes. My guest is Frank Binder, who is the owner and broker of record of Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. We wanted to bring up this too, because this was pretty interesting to talk about, is the most popular style of homes from last month too, Frank. And this is kind of neat to see. Number one, bungalow, tested and true's type of home, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because in other regions of the province, particularly when you're talking about Torontonians, my wife is from Toronto, and like she when she moved down here, I was just really insistent on moving to a ranch or a bungalow or one floor, and she'd never experienced that. Toronto just doesn't have bungalows a lot. They do in certain older areas, but anything being built new in Toronto these days, it's always two stories and always semis and always that type of thing. So it's really a little bit of an unusual occurrence, but you can see how strong the market is here in terms of bungalows. We don't often show this graph, but there is an awful lot. Obviously, second place is two stories, and it basically follows this trend. So if you take the first and the third, and you add those two numbers together, that's about half the market there in ranches and bungalows. So it's a lot of the one floors are very popular. That's still a very very popular home here, and by far by all costs, it's really quite popular.
Frank Binder is my guest here on Royal LePage Binder Live as we continue to talk about the September 2021 market. This comment coming in from Facebook, and it's a good comment too. I think Sherry says, home ownership has always been, Frank, a Canadian dream. Most of us lucky enough to become owners at a young age. What do you think we should be telling our kids who are reaching that age where home ownership is something that they are thinking about, but they may be worried that it might be out of reach?
Yeah, and you know what? There's no way of telling them a different story that it may be out of reach. Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you something different than that. We have no, there's all this talk about blind bidding and various different things to try to stop the market or try to keep the market from rising up. Here in I only want to address the local situation. The local situation here is we're still relatively decently priced. The difficulty that you're going to have is you want to make sure that your kids are going to be taken care of. A lot of parents are helping their children with gifting them with the down payments and all that type of thing to try to get them there. The difficulty is that they may not get into a house right away. They may get into that condo apartment. They may go into those and have those different options. But even in a condo apartment, you're looking at roughly about 380 to 450 to get into a condo apartment these days. So even at that point, you're talking about having to have a fairly decent down payment. You need to save up. You need to get them ready for it. It's still an achievable dream. It may take a little longer to get there, right? And so basically, what happens is that the nice thing about it, we have a lot of our kids going to school longer, getting decent jobs, and that's really really important for us as well. There is a way forward, and they may not realize it right away, but there is certainly a way forward for them to get into to have part of the Canadian dream. I should tell you, when we talk about the Canadian dream, I want to back it up with facts. 62% of our householders, 62% of Canadians have houses, and so it is a Canadian dream. And it's not just a Canadian dream. It's shared by all migrants. So we have people immigrating to this country who share in that dream and want to have it. Some of them are coming with money and certainly buying into the households right away. But I can tell you also, even people who don't, they migrate to this country, and within 3 years they're in the housing market. And here's the kicker, Arms, that really people don't believe. They also save and pay for their house within about 7 years. Under 10 years, they're paying for that house. And that's amazing when you think about it. So they're really saving their money. They're really putting aside to be sure that they can be a homeowner. And that speaks volumes to me. And I think it's something that can be done. All right. I just want to let you know, if they're able to do that and get there, so can we.
I think that's a great point too, Frank. I know my dad emigrated from the Philippines here to Canada in the late '70s, and I remember our first home was a small bungalow on Jeanette in downtown Windsor, and small, but it took care of us, and we were pretty happy to be there until we were able to get out to the Remington Park region. But speaking of different regions here locally, I wanted to show you something and our audience something which I think is pretty important, something new for our live stream too, that we continue to take a look at not only Windsor proper but the different areas too. And I thought this was great to see because we're seeing some of the average prices here from all the
Yeah.
areas that make up Essex County.
Yeah, yeah, and we just started doing it. It's actually a friend of mine sent me theirs from London, and so we've kind of done the same thing. What we're just trying to show is give you a little snapshot. You can see if we break it down by area that there's a real difference in prices in various different areas of the county, and basically they have different rates of what they've increased to. We have to realize too, when we talk about Leamington and Kingsville and out that area, you have a real definite agro type of economy. So sometimes your pricings are somewhat different out there compared to this. And when we do this average, it's just an average. It's basically when we say it's average, it's an average of all these areas, but there are really definite differences in some of these areas. Just looking at look at Amherstburg, it's a substantially higher average sale, and you go, wait a minute, how can that be? You don't think that Amherstburg is high. Well, yeah, actually, in fact, it is. So it's really something for us to keep in mind when you're out there looking, particular buyers. Get yourself acquainted with these prices and know that there's other areas that maybe you want to consider raising your family, and then even maybe they're more affordable to you. But I mean, that's one of the things we're trying to educate everybody by providing this graph, is that there's lots of differences in the areas that we live in what we call the Windsor Essex CMA.
Well, Frank, I just think it's a great service that we're doing here for the Windsor Essex region to let them know about what the numbers mean. Often we hear about different things happening in the media, but it's great to go right to the source, somebody who has experience like yourself and somebody who is invested in the community. Quick plug for the great AGM that we were able to do with our friends over at Hiatus House,
Yeah, yeah.
and contributing some substantial funds to the Hiatus House from our golf tournament too. It was just nice to see everybody. I think that was our first event for quite some time with some of the folks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's our first event that we were able to carry off. We canceled last year, and we raised some money last year, but this year we were fortunate to raise $35,000 for. We thank our sponsors, the golfers, everybody that really participated in it. It was a bit of a truncated event for us in a way, but you know what? The bottom line is that we still try. You got to keep trying. And I think our friends at Hiatus House really appreciate the fact that we keep trying, and we try to support them in any way we can. By the time we're all said and done, by the end of the year, we will have probably provided them closer to $45,000 and those are just going to the various different extras that they have to get, and it helps them out a lot. And I got to tell you, they're very appreciative to us, and we thank them for the response we get from them. They're great partners to work with.
And such a need too. And quick plug for my other podcast that I do on my Arms Bumanlag project. I'm going to have actually Sylvia and Maggie on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, talking a little bit about sort of the relationship we have with LePage and some of the work that they're doing in the community to ensure that women, children, and men have a safe space when they're fleeing domestic violence. So kudos to you and the entire team. And real quickly before we wrap up, if somebody's looking for somebody to represent them in the realm of real estate, obviously LePage standing by to help them out.
Absolutely, we have. There's a lot of us, and we're certainly happy to help out. I'm proud of my team. The team takes care of a lot of people, and we are certainly thankful for them providing that expert advice. And we've got a real diligent team. We've got a real high standards. We set high standards for the business. So I'm delighted that to be a part of that. Really, that's exactly what I am. Just a part of the larger team that we have here. So I'm thankful.
Well, we're thankful for you. Thankful for the relationships that you continue to build and the guidance that you give everybody right across the brokerages here in Windsor Essex. So, as always, my friend, thank you for making some time for me and the audience, and we appreciate it today.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks, Aaron.
Anytime. Frank Binder, good guy, and just a great guy to really pick his brain when it comes to the world of real estate. So, as Frank had said here on the show today, that you can expect a little bit more of a balanced market as we head into the winter and fall here in the Windsor Essex area. So all those graphs that we talked about are, of course, available on our Facebook page, and make sure to follow along on social media. We have updates pretty much every day. On LinkedIn, we just started a LinkedIn page for LePage, and also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. And then you can always go to our website too, RoyalLePageBinder.com, for the latest information on what you can expect here in the real estate market. And we've got brokerages right across Windsor Essex County and agents ready to serve you when it comes to making a move with your family. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with more on Roy LePage Binder Live between Ask the Experts and getting to know some of our team and our market update each month here on social media. Thanks for spending some time with us today, and take care.